the realm of astrology. This is your weekend horoscope for the weekend of June 26th to June 27th, 2021. But before we begin, I would like to let you know that I do daily video horoscopes that I post on my YouTube channel. I do weekly video horoscopes that I post on my YouTube channel, and I also do monthly sun rising sign horoscopes that I post every month, and you can watch them all. And I also request you to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. Okay, that being said, let's talk about Saturday, June 26th first. Now, yesterday we did have Neptune go retrograde, so you can watch my yesterday's video if you want to know more about that. But that just means that when Neptune goes retrograde, the veil of confusion, the veil of delusion, the veil of escapism lifts, and we are faced with reality. And this can be a good thing if we've been very confused, and it may not be the best thing if the reality is harsh. But in any case, when Neptune goes retrograde, we do have to come face to face with reality as it is. And right here you can see Neptune in red, it has gone retrograde. Now, moving on to today, the first thing happens at about 6 a.m. Pacific time, which is 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. And that is that Venus right here is going to oppose the moon. And it is a 180-degree angle, an opposition. The moon is our emotional body, it's our heart and soul, and Venus is our love, relationships, business projects, self-worth, values, skills, finances, material possessions, a lot of things. And what this means is we need to integrate our emotions with something related to relationships, love, values, self-worth, skills, things like that. There will be a point where we need to integrate our emotions to all Venus-related things. Perhaps it could be something as simple as we're not feeling very comfortable about some project we're working on. We may need to make an adjustment to feel comfortable. So yeah, that's the opposition, and now we integrate our emotions with the project to make them work. Or it could be that we may need to address something with someone we're in a relationship with. And when we address that, we say, okay, now I feel okay, now I feel comfortable. So this is that energy where our emotions, our emotional body will need to be integrated with Venus-related things. And once again, those things are love, relationships, money, self-worth, values, skills, projects, finances, business partnerships, legal issues. And that's 6 a.m. Pacific time, 6:30 p.m. India time. Now, moving on, the moon is going to change signs. Let me clean up the chart and show this to you guys. And this happens right after Venus opposes the moon. So now the moon is in Aquarius right here. The moon changes signs every 2.5 days. So this whole weekend, the moon is going to be in Aquarius. And when the moon changes signs, the energy in our life shifts in very subtle ways. Our focus shifts in very subtle ways. And for the past 2.5 days, we did have a full moon in Capricorn. It was a lot associated with work. It was a positive full moon, which might have brought us some blessings, some realizations, some wisdom, some insights, some healing. And this full moon went back to Jan of 2020. However, coming back to the moon in Aquarius, when the moon is in Aquarius, we are focused on the groups we belong to, the social circle we're a part of, not close friends, but like a book club group, or like a, say if you're an astrologer, then an astrology community sort of group, like that sort of stuff, your acquaintances. And more importantly, Aquarius is our hopes, goals, and dreams. It's the future. And we did have Saturn and Jupiter conjunct in the sign of Aquarius at 0 degrees where the moon is right now, which means for the next 2.5 days, we will be very focused on building the cycle that started for us in December of 2020. We will be focused on the future. We will be focused on our hopes, goals, and dreams, building those. However, I do want to mention that the moon in Aquarius is going to conjunct Mars and conjunct Saturn and oppose Mars. We'll talk about those things. So let's talk Mars, because the next important thing happens in the evening on Saturday, which makes it Sunday morning, 11 a.m. India time. Saturday night, 11 p.m. Pacific time. Sunday morning, India time, 11 a.m. And that is that the moon is going to oppose Mars. Okay, so let's see that. The moon is right here at 9 degrees of Aquarius. and it is opposing Mars. Again, a point where we will be required to integrate two different things in our lives. What are those things? Mars is our drive, it's our courage, it's how we take action, it's our willpower, it's the masculine energy, it's the go-getting energy. It says, hey, I want this, I'm gonna go get it. That's Mars. Now, what is the moon? The moon is the feminine. The moon is the receptive one. It's our emotions. And now is the time where we need to integrate our emotions and our drive, how we feel with what we want, how we feel with how we will get what we want. So it could be something as simple as emotionally we may find that we want something for the future, something we want to build on. And then it will be on us to find that drive to take that action. It could be something as simple as that. Or, we may feel like, okay, I'm not wanting to do this. I don't feel like it. So we may need to make an adjustment so that we get that drive, that courage, that willpower to take that step forward, to make that action happen. So that's that energy. And let's talk about the fact that the moon is building up to a conjunction with Saturn, which happens on Sunday. We'll talk about that while the Mars-Saturn opposition is building. So now I am going to move on to Sunday because Saturday is pretty easy except for the 2 points where we need to integrate the Venus and the moon and Mars and the moon. So it will require some adjustments Saturday. Now moving on to Sunday. Let's see. Sunday 4 a.m. Pacific time, which means Sunday 4 p.m. India time, the moon is going to conjunct Saturn. So I'm going to move the chart ahead so you guys can see this. And there, it's happened. They've met up. And now let's talk about moon and Saturn. The moon is our emotions, it's our heart and soul. It's the receptive energy. It likes to go with the flow. It feels. It's the intuitive energy in us. I feel this is going to happen. No, I just know it. I don't know how I know. There's no logic to this, but I just know. That's the moon. What is Saturn? Saturn is the disciplinarian. It's the hard work. It's decision. It says, I really don't feel like it, but I have to do it. Saturn. I don't feel like working out this morning, but I have to do it. Saturn. I don't feel like taking this decision. This decision is hard. It's difficult. But I have to take it. Saturn. Now what happens when you combine these two energies? Difficult emotional decisions, emotional definition. This is the point once a month where we define things emotionally, where we take decisions emotionally, and all this is connected to the future, our hopes, goals, and dreams, the life that we're building. So this energy might feel stressful, but the beauty of Saturn is that once you take that decision, once you put in the hard work, it brings results. It puts things in order. And this energy right here can be quite sudden because it is in a square to Saturn. Saturn and Uranus have been squaring all year. Now the moon has joined the party. So this means this emotional decision, the definition to our emotions, whatever it is for you, will be quite unexpected. And I do believe it will push you one step forward to being who you truly are. But it may feel a bit stressful. But just because it's stressful doesn't mean it's negative. And the positive is that this energy is in a sextile to Chiron. So whatever decision this is, whatever definition this is, whatever is being put in order from an emotional perspective, that can happen quite suddenly, has a healing element because it's in a sextile 60-degree angle to Chiron. And this healing is to our identity, to our soul, to our consciousness, because Chiron is in Aries right now. That happens at about 4 a.m. Pacific time, Sunday morning, and 4 p.m. India time, Sunday afternoon. And at this point, let me clean up the chart. At this point, Venus has also entered the sign of Leo. Now, Leo is a fun-loving energy. It's all about the heart. Leo is love. Leo is pleasure. Leo is the loyal one. All these things. And Venus likes to be in Leo. So this is a positive moment for all Venus-related things. Love, money, finances, self-worth, value, skills. And Venus in Leo is also very energetic. It's a fire sign. There's a lot of energy there. So for the past 20-25 days, as Venus was in Cancer, it was in Cancer before right now, before this moment as it enters the sign of Leo. In Cancer, Venus was very, am I feeling comfortable doing this? Am I feeling comfortable in this project? Am I comfortable in this relationship? All introverted energy. Let me think about it. Let me feel. Let me see. Let me think about this. Do I feel okay enough to take this, to work on this project? Let me think about how I feel about myself, my self-worth. That's Venus in Cancer. Venus in Leo, okay, let's go now. Let's do this. I feel like it, my heart feels like it, let's do it. I don't care if it's going to make me uncomfortable. I feel like it, I want to do it. That's Venus in Leo. So that's how we are going to approach all Venus related things, with a heart, with fire. And those things are relationships, love, values, self-worth, skills, finances, monetary possessions. And that's a great thing. However, in the coming days, yes, Mars is going to oppose Saturn. This is the build-up happening, and this energy can feel very intense because Saturn and Mars are two considered malefics, but I don't think they're malefics. They're just energies that we need to work with. So we are going to see the build up to that, and we are also going to see Venus opposed Saturn. So Venus opposed Saturn is a definition to all Venus related things, which might feel challenging. We have that in a few days. But before that, we have the Saturn Mars opposition building. Now this is a decision, definition to something connected to how we are taking action, to our drive, to our courage, to our willpower. And this is connected to the life that we have been building. Saturn is in Aquarius. So that happens, and then let's move the chart ahead to about 1 p.m. And the moon is going to trine Mercury. So let's see that. Okay, it's moved ahead. There. The moon here at 17 degrees of Aquarius is trining Mercury at 17 degrees of Gemini. This is about 1 p.m. Pacific time, so this makes it 1 a.m. June 28th India time, so later at night for India. And this is a trine. A trine is a positive 120-degree angle, which means the moon is our emotions, Mercury is our mind, it's our communication. At this point, our emotions and our communications are working really well. We don't need to put in any effort. Whatever we feel, we can communicate at ease. Whatever we're feeling inside, we're feeling that mentally as well. It's not necessary that emotionally and mentally we're always in sync, but at this moment here we are. Emotionally and mentally we are in sync. Emotionally, it's easy to communicate. And this may very well be connected to the life that we're building. And I forgot to mention, but yesterday on Saturday, the moon will trine the North Node before it opposes Mars, which means on Saturday at about 9 p.m. Pacific time, Sunday 9 a.m. India time, moon will trine the North Node. We will feel good about the path we are moving towards. We have been moving towards. There'll be a positive moment there. So I forgot to mention it on Saturday, but it happens on Saturday. And then I also want to mention, on Sunday, Mars has hit 10 degrees of Leo. And this is important because at 10 degrees, it is sextiling the North Node and it is trining the South Node. And this energy is about being able to take action in an easier way towards our goals. And the past is getting more and more easier to leave behind as we take that action. So that's the energy, and this is happening on Sunday. So that's the weekend horoscope for you guys. And it might feel intense because the moon is in Aquarius and Saturn is there. Moon and Saturn energies don't always feel the best, but they get things done. You'll define things, you take decisions, you make things happen. So it is a weekend where a lot will happen. And I will give you a brief background on the underlying energy we are facing. As we have these days, we also have the underlying energies we deal with every single day. And that's the first of those is the Uranus-Saturn square. I've been speaking about this. The square came exact on June 14th. And this energy is all about getting rid of all things, all structures, all thought patterns, all anything that's not serving you anymore and embracing the new. It's also about being your authentic self and embracing that. And this energy will be with us all year. And right now the energy is very intense because the square came exact on June 14th. So as the orb between these planets moves apart, the energy will lessen, the intensity will lessen, but right now it's very intense. So you might be feeling that friction, because square is friction between the old, between who you think you should be, and between the new and who you actually are. So that's the undercurrent that we deal with every single day. The second undercurrent that we deal with every single day is the Saturn-Pluto energy. They conjuncted in Jan of 2020, and these planets conjunct rarely, once in 33 to 38 years. So in Jan of 2020, we started a new cycle that will stay with us till 2053. The full moon in Capricorn on June 24th did complete that cycle in certain ways. However, this energy will stay with us till 2053. So it's a long cycle, and long cycles are built over a few years. So we are building the base for this new cycle. The third thing is the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. These planets also meet in once in 20 years. And they met up in December of 2020. So after 20 years. And we've started a new cycle that will stay with us till about 2040, till these two planets meet again. And in the next 2 years, we will build the foundation for this cycle. And that's why this weekend is important, because the moon is in Aquarius, where Jupiter and Saturn met up 0 degrees of Aquarius. Which means we are going to be more focused on building that life over this weekend. And the last thing are the nodes. The North Node is in Gemini right here. The South Node is in Sag. The nodes are karmic. They bring things up from the past. And the past that they might be bringing up connects back to 2001 and 2003. So you might be having to deal with similar themes, situations, events, so that you can close them out, review them, reprocess them, or take them forward into your life. Because all this is karmic stuff. And now I will pick a card for today. Card for the weekend, actually. I'm going to go with these two cards. It says a leg up, and it says by the book. Let's start with this card. I think this card, I think this weekend we will maybe work towards that new life that we are building with more intensity as we do every month. And that will take us one step forward towards that life. It will give us a leg up. I think that's what this card means. We'll get some sort of help also, because you see how the little baby bear is being helped by his mother. And I think the universe will help us in some ways this weekend. And it will give us a leg up in the life that we are building. Now, I think this is by the book. And I think what this is trying to say is, don't be by the book. I think that's what this is saying, because the Saturn-Uranus square is anything but going by the book. Like I said, it's getting rid of all things that don't serve you, embracing the new and embracing your authentic self. And your authentic self may not be by the book. So I think that's what this card means. At least that's what it means to me. Not to say that rebel and go against things, no. Just that if you think that you should have been I don't know, a lawyer, doctor, a business person, XYZ, whatever it is for you, but your heart's not in it, drop that. Don't be by the book. Be who you truly are. But always maintain love and compassion. Because this card is also love and compassion, right? See how the elephants are walking together, holding each other's tails? So while finding our authentic self, we have to be part of the community, we have to be part of life, and that requires love and compassion. So I think this weekend is about getting some help from the universe so that we can move forward towards the life that we have been building. One more step, and it will require us to come into ourselves more, because what is Aquarius? Aquarius is our authentic self, and the moon is in Aquarius this weekend. But make sure that we maintain love and compassion at all times, because Aquarius, not as a sign, if you're an Aquarian, I don't mean that, we all have Aquarius in our charts, but the Aquarius energy, the negative, the other manifestation of Aquarius is a little bit of aloofness, is a little bit of coldness. So always make sure, as you are becoming your authentic self, that you maintain that connectedness and connection and compassion. And the opposite of Aquarius is Leo, and we have Mars and Venus both in Leo, which means we have to go towards our heart, right? So that's all I'll leave you with for the weekend. I will see you guys on Monday now for the daily horoscope, and I hope you have a great weekend. And do hit the subscribe button, do hit the bell icon, and have a great weekend. Bye.